Patrick, have you ever had a part of a helmet get cracked off like that before?
I have not. I'm sure it had to do with it being really cold. But yeah, I knew I didn't know what happened in the moment, but I got in the huddle and everybody was telling me, and I was like, I got y'all, but I'm not coming out the game, so we can figure it out on the sideline. So I was hoping we scored. Obviously, we didn't end up getting in the end zone, but yeah, it was a first for me.
And whose helmet came in? It wasn't a backup that just happened to be out.
They have a backup that's out there. We got to talk about where we store the backup because it was like frozen. So like when I tried to put it on, it was completely frozen. I couldn't get it on. I don't know if anyone got a picture of it. It didn't look great, but we were able to adjust it on the sideline, get it kind of warmed up a little bit, and get rolling from there.
Other than that, you feel like you guys handled the conditions about as well as you reasonably could have?
Yeah, I mean they did it. They brought a lot of pressure. I wish I would have been able to make some of those throws. We had some guys kind of running free downfield. I missed a couple of them, but other than that, I thought the guys accepted the challenge. We were able to throw the ball. We were able to run the ball against some of those pressures. I thought the O-line did a great job. I mean, we had that mentality all week is we're going to go out there and play football. We know it's cold, but we're going to go out there and play football and see what happens.
Patrick, how important has Rashid become as an outlet for you?
Yeah, I mean, he's doing great, man. He's getting better and better every single week. Some of those guys hit that rookie wall, and it seems like he just kind of pushed right through it, and he just continued to get better and better. And he's a great player. He has that right mentality. He comes to work every single day, and he made a lot of great plays for us today that helped us win the football game.
Patrick, I know that you're on the sideline when the defense is out there, but it seemed like they just were really confusing to a lot. Wondered from your perspective, just the difficulty of what he might have been facing as a quarterback.
Yeah, no, I talked about it, I think, in training camp. I was like, I really would not want to play our defense because it's not just – we have great players. We have great players all around, every single level. You have players, you have depth. The guys rotate in, can do it all. And then you have Spags in this scheme, and all the guys are so well coached in the scheme that they use it to their advantage, and you don't never know where they're at. I mean, Snead can play inside, outside. I mean, Duffy can play inside, outside. All the linebackers can guard and can make tackles, and it's hard to get a beat on what they're doing. And so that's what I knew in training camp. I was like, man, I'm glad I don't have to play those guys because that would be tough.
Patrick, given your chance to sort of look back at what you wanted to sort of fix in that little 10-game window, you said one of them was pocket awareness, footwork, just because they're blitzing so much and the fact that you sort of found the right times when to go, just what worked for you, especially when you are surprised that maybe a team is blitzing that much?
Yeah, I mean, we knew that they might blitz a little bit. I mean, they did a little bit against Buffalo, against Josh a little bit. So I try to have answers for every single play. For the most part, I thought I did. Even though if I didn't hit it, I was going to the right spot and on time, trying to give our guys chances to make plays. I mean, obviously it was more than we expected. I think it had to do with our offensive line was blocking so well when they weren't blitzing, so they had to bring some pressure to kind of get some pressure on me and get the ball in my hand. I thought guys accepted the challenge well. Obviously, we gotta continue to get better in the red zone. We're getting down there, but we got to get in the end zone. If that's running, throwing, whatever that is. But other than that, I thought we played a pretty good game offensively. But we got to continue to get better and better as the playoffs go.
It's been a while you've had a game without being sacked. Just how good was the offensive line?
Yeah, they did a great job. They did a tremendous job. I mean, when you have those extra guys and then they're able to kind of block one but get a hand on another guy to give me time to throw the ball down the field, that takes kind of that chemistry together. That takes guys just being accountable to one another. And then the running backs did a good stepping up, making their blocks and protection as well. And so whenever there was four-man rushes, they did a really good job of protecting against Wilkins and 92 in there. And so and then whenever they did bring the pressures, they did a good job giving me enough time to throw the ball down the field, and we hit some, and obviously I want to hit more, but we were able to score some points.
Patrick, can you take us through that fourth down scramble play?
Yeah, they did a good job. We were expecting pressure. We were expecting some type of man coverage. They played zone. It covered it really well, but, I mean, offensive line blocked for a long time, gave me that window. I was able to run. Obviously, was going for the first down, and then got down the sideline and got us into the red zone. So I was just happy. Coach Reed, he was confident in us to do that. After I kind of made not a great read on the play before, I could have handed it off. I was trying to be like Penix, but we stole that play from him, and it worked for them. And I pitched it, and the corner was out there. So he's better than me at that. So I got to make sure I ask him next time what the read is on that and how he's able to read that.
That was against the Washington State game.
Yeah, and we saw the play and thought it was sweet, but obviously the corner stayed a little bit further out against us, and I still pitched it, so it's not great. But we made it work on fourth down, and we were able to kind of continue to get the drive going.
Besides the cracked helmet, I'm just wondering how the conditions affected you today and affected the offense.
Yeah, I mean, it was windy. I think you saw on some of the throws downfield, they kind of carried more or didn't carry enough, and I thought the guys did a great job of getting themselves open. I mean, it was cold. I'm not gonna lie. It was cold, but I think at the end of the day, you got to just be mentally tough enough to just say that it's not going to affect how we play. That's not going to affect my effort. If something doesn't work, I'm going to come back the next time and keep firing. And it wasn't going to be like we were going to just run the football. We ran the football well, but at the same time, you got to throw the football in order to have success in this league. And I take that as a challenge to be able to go out there and throw whenever teams are playing that aggressive coverage.
Couple more.
What was the read potentially on the pitch?
I was supposed to hand it off. If you hand it off, I mean, they had guys in there, but there's a better chance than what we had. I'm kind of reading that corner / in man on the line, and I knew he was off, but I was hoping because they had brought the cover zero type pressure that maybe he would kind of squeeze a little bit tighter, and he didn't. He made a great play, but we were able to get the first one next time, so it worked out. I was able to run and make up for my own mistake.
Patrick,
Have you changed your approach with the way that your defense is playing right now, particularly in the postseason?
I mean, you have to. I think I learned that this year because, when it's not there, you got to be able to throw it underneath and punt the ball, flip the field, and not be frustrated with it. I have that mentality where I want to score every single time. I played in the Big 12. I want to score every single time. But when your defense is playing like that, you have to find what's the best way to win the football game. And if that's punting the ball, flipping the field, letting them get a stop for us, and then scoring the next drive, that's what you got to do.
Last one, Bobby.
Patrick, another thing on the cracked helmet run, you had the first, I think, already, and I guess could have slid it, but you didn't. Can you go through what you saw and
Yeah, I was trying to get in there. I was trying to get in that end zone. A young Pat would have got in. I'm getting a little old. If, like Tennessee, I would have spun, got up in there, but I got squared up, got my helmet cracked. But I try not to do it too much, but it's playoff time. Sometimes you got to put it on the line and try to get in the end zone to win football games.
All right, thank you. Thank you.